Let's talk about our election, Senator. Just this week, Trump threatened to cut funds to states like Michigan and Nevada stemming from absentee ballots so people wouldn't have to travel to the polls in a pandemic. But President Trump mailed in his own ballot this March, even though he was across the street from a polling site in Florida. Why is it okay for the president to vote by absentee ballot, but not for every American?
Well, Sonny, that's a great question. I'll look forward to you asking the president that question. I'll just tell you that in South Carolina, if you are over a certain age or if you're at work, you have the ability to be able to vote in absentee form. I think that's the case throughout this nation in different forms. Different states do it different ways. The good news is that local counties and municipalities really control most of the election process along with the states. So I think you'll continue to see a robust approach to early voting as it relates to states who have it, and then for reasons you can vote early in other states.
Senator, to all of those assuming President Trump is doomed in 2020, just last week Democrats lost a seat in California for the first time in 22 years, and they lost to a Republican who embraced Trump in a district that Clinton carried handily in 2016. What is it about the president that you and many around the country see and that the media seems to continue to be missing?
I think the answer to the question is that most often the media is not talking to anyone in rural America, and they're certainly not talking to someone in South Carolina that's a Republican or most independents. Frankly, his support is without any question, at least where it was before in those states. I think in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, it's been a bit of a roller coaster, but the enthusiasm numbers are significantly higher for President Trump over Vice President Biden. There's 53% high enthusiasm for Trump and about 24% for high enthusiasm for Biden. When you take those numbers and you expect a pretty strong recovery as we head into the summer and into the fall, you will expect that this race will be very different than most of the prognosticators think today. But I said that in 2016 when the New York Times called me and asked me to explain the day before the election why Trump lost, and I said, I think you hadn't been to South Carolina, and you certainly hadn't been to Moncks Corner, South Carolina. It was pretty clear to me that most people were in a different position.